Hey everyone! So it is walkthrough Wednesday. We are going to take a walk through this garden. Alright, so I always like to start with these beans here. And as you can see, they're coming along nicely. Lots of nice little blooms there. The ground cherry underneath is getting tall, if you can see that, and looks like it'll start to produce very soon. I think it's got like some little blossoms on there, so that's exciting. I think those are the Aunt Molly's ground cherries, but look at here. We got some beans coming on. So it won't be long. These will be producing heavily. Little beans here. These are still quite small. So yeah, they're doing pretty good. More ground cherries here. Look at that. If my camera will focus. Ground cherries soon. Tomatoes looking pretty good. No issues as far as I can tell. We were super hot, so it looks like some of these flowers have like dried up. I don't know if they were actually pollinated before then, but we got some coming on. These are the early girls. Let's see if I can back up a little bit. There we go. So these four are the early girls. Sunflowers are getting nice and tall. Coming over the fence now. These are the Jet Star. There's 4 of them. So here, there, here, and then back there, 4 Jet Stars. And they are looking pretty good. Look at the size of those. They're so like uniform. I love that. That's my just my OCD. All right. Actually, there's sunflowers right here in the wood chips. They were probably seeded from last year. This I believe is calendula. It's either calendula or Shasta daisy, but I believe it's calendula. Oh, look, another ground cherry. I didn't even see him there. Okra is coming along nicely. Look at those leaves coming in, the new growth. Looks good. Looks like I'll have a harvest of okra. This is the cantaloupe. It's vining pretty well. I pruned this. You see here I cut this, the runners off of there. I left a couple, but I don't want it to be, you know, producing a bunch of runners. I want it to fruit and concentrate on fruiting on like one main growing stem, maybe 2 growing stems. But like just like tomatoes, you can prune your melons and your cucumbers. That way they don't have all these, you know, crazy vines coming out everywhere. I just want like 2 vines off of each plant. That way the plant isn't stressed out and it will produce for me quicker if I cut those runners off. I've got yellow squash coming in. Look at that one. It's almost ready to pick. Oh, sorry, I think I'm casting a shadow. So yeah, yellow squash looks good. I have not, this is like my first year, I haven't seen, well, I guess I shouldn't say that out loud. Never mind. All right, so I did prune the watermelon as well. I think one of the vines had got out here and got away Or was that down there? I think that was down there. Down there, and I have to train that one up. Raspberries are still looking good. They're little, but they're really good. They're so sweet. So I usually have, this was a bird bath that I had made, and then it fell and got broke. But I still fill it. I like tilted it, and I still put water in it, just for my pollinators and any other birds that might be a little thirsty. I'm hoping that these broccolis will produce like some side shoots or something for me. They just look so healthy right here, and I don't want to pull them out. I never did get the lemon balm. I need to get that. Lemon balm will take over, and that grow bag is falling apart, so it's going to be hard for me because I need to get that somewhere else. I need to move that lemon balm to its own place, to its own space. I think after those squash, maybe after the squash in the back is done, I'll move it back there. Zinnias, doing good. I put, I had a bag of peat moss in the back, like back there, and it had been there for like a whole year or something. I was using it, and then I left it there, and it just sat there forever. But I finally took it and dumped it over on top of this bed. I pulled out the mustards. There's a lot of ground cherries coming up in here, but I'm not going to keep them all. I don't know if I'll keep any of them, but I'm going to get this bed ready for some other things. Look at that predatory wasp right there. Look at him. He is beautiful. You see him? He's really big. He's like right on this like stick right there. I can barely see. The sun is in my way. But he is super big, and he is a great asset in the garden. I seen him out here last year too. There's a couple of them, and they like chase each other around out here. But they are that's some good security in the garden there. Grape tomatoes. Look how little they are. They're so cute. So cute. Sage. Oh, this cilantro is about ready. Let me back it out. This cilantro is about ready. Look at the temperature out here, you guys. It's hot. Yeah, I gotta get this cilantro. If you would like cilantro seeds, let me know. I will be having a lot of cilantro seeds pretty soon. My grape tomatoes I just got in here and finally pruned them, and I got some of them, tied up on the fence there. This one here is just kind of wild over here. I'm gonna put like a stake up for it, and this one too. This one is like half of it's on the fence and then half of it's laying down. But I can get some more stuff in here if I get those, tied up. Peppers. I finally got, these peppers look pretty good now. They were looking a little stunted, but it was probably because of everything that was covering them. Like they didn't have enough sun or something. So I finally cleaned all this area out, tied up the cilantro, and now they look like they're thriving a little bit better. I cut out this weed here. Of course, it's gonna grow back. My nasturtium's finally gonna start growing because it was getting shaded out by this huge weed. So this one has a pepper on it. It's cute little pepper. This one over here has a pepper on it. These are yellow, I want to say yellow peppers. I don't know what I did with the tag now. This vine weed here is just, oh my gosh, it's like the death of me here. I can't stand this bindweed. It just gets itself tangled up in everything and chokes everything out. I can't exactly pull it because it'll shake off all them seeds, and I don't want to do that. Give me a second here. Use it to your advantage, right? All right. So that's all that's in here is the peppers, the cilantro, and those grape tomatoes. I planted some basil in here, but it never came up. So I might put a thing of basil in there. These are my scarlet runner beans. Aren't they beautiful? The hummingbirds love these beans. I also planted these as kind of like a trap crop. Unfortunately, they didn't come up quick enough. This is a Hubbard squash that I just stuck in there. But yeah, the hummingbirds love these, and last year the Japanese beetles were really interested in these beans. So I had scattered them in a few places, hoping that I could deter, you know, the beetles from my other plants. And because like I grow these scarlet runner beans, but if you don't catch them in time, and they get big really quick, if you don't catch them in time, you have to cook them and everything else. And I like to eat them raw. And actually, the flowers are edible. The flowers are super sweet, like these little tiny pods before they turn into beans. Oh my goodness, are delicious. The leaves are edible, and the entire plant is edible. Onion. I'm gonna have some onion seeds out of those. I will definitely have to pull those. Kale's doing good. These are the tomatillos. Look at those beautiful little flowers. Tons of flowers on the tomatillos, so that's good. Look at this. Look at this little guy. Yes. Very nice. I harvested some kale the other day. We had kale with dinner. Purple beans are coming in. See down there, there's some purple beans. I love these purple beans. They're so pretty. Too bad they don't stay purple when you cook them. When you cook them, they actually just turn green, but look at that. Look how beautiful those are. Beautiful beans. I love purple. Purple's my favorite color, in case anyone was wondering. Yes, so look at, this is my first year growing tomatillos. Beautiful, beautiful flowers everywhere. Lots of flowers. Kale, there's some weeds in there. So look at him. What's he doing? There's nothing in there. Nothing in there for you? Interesting. Very interesting. So, Brussels sprouts, let's take a look. Oh yeah, look at that. It's got the little sprouts coming on. So I'm gonna have to start picking off these leaves, pruning all these leaves off. Because as they grow, you're supposed to prune all the bottom leaves off, and then you leave just the canopy of leaves on top. Red cabbages, sage. I need to get some more sage. I harvested a bunch of seeds, if you could see the branches that are picked off. But I'm gonna harvest more of these seeds, and then also some of that sage, and dry it out. I don't know if you guys know, but the best way to dry out your herbs is to hang them upside down, because then that way the essential oils in the stems and everything will go down into all the leaves. So just a tip there for you guys. This is supposed to be cauliflower. and I don't see anything going on in there. More Brussels sprouts. These, I believe, are my yellow wax beans. Either that or the half runner beans. I don't know if I planted those or not. But look at these purple flowers. They're very cute. Very cute. More Brussels sprouts. These are my sweet 100s. Look at my healthy plant here. Oh, I put some geraniums in there because I also read that when the beetles try to eat the geraniums or whatever, they get kind of like paralyzed. So I put that up there just for good measure. Lots of tomatoes for my sweet 100s. Lots and lots. Look at that one down there. These are more peppers. These are my purple peppers. I don't see one. I don't see any peppers yet, but I see lots of blossoms and buds, little buds. So, and then that's another runner bean, I believe. I think this was a runner bean. It's a runner bean, all right, but I'm not sure if it was a scarlet runner. I think it was a scarlet runner, but it doesn't look like the same leaf. It's just growing differently over here, I guess. And then over here, we got this guy, almost ready to harvest. Maybe actually ready. And then I got a couple more coming in. And I've been keeping a very close eye on these squashes. The other day I came out and I drenched the soil and I waited. Oh, look at that. Yep. Gotta squash those. Got to squash them. Oh, sorry. Yep. Gotta get rid of those. So like I was saying, I came out yesterday or the day before and I drenched the soil to make the adults come out, because the adults are under the soil. They're in there. You don't see them, but they're in there. So if you just drench the soil, like drown them out, they'll start coming out. And then you got to catch them and squash them before they can keep, wreaking havoc in your garden. So if you've not tried that yet, I would definitely try it. Sorry, I'm just kind of looking under my leaves here, making sure. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to get too much out of this one because I don't know, but I think I might have some vine borer damage already. But it does look like I might get one or two. So yeah, if you just like let the hose run around there, they'll come running out. They can run, but they can't hide. You gotta flush them out and then grab them and keep doing that. Look at this, I got sunflowers popping up everywhere. All right, so that's that. Now we're gonna go on the other side. I don't know why I always do that. I always forget the middle. So shishito peppers, doing very well. We'll be having some peppers to grill very soon. Very, very soon. Even these ones are trying to produce. This one, I'm just gonna go ahead and, even though it's trying to produce over there, I'm just gonna pull this one out. I don't need it. It's it's just gonna take energy from the other plants, these other two. So it's fine. I've got 4. It's fine. I never did get over there and tie those up. Oh no, look at my tomatoes. I've never had this issue. And this is what happens when you neglect your tomatoes. Look at this. This is a sign of blight. I can barely see. Sun is so bright. So you don't want to chop and drop these leaves. You want to get these out. Get them out as soon as possible. I need to get out here and prune these tomatoes because this will take out your whole plant and it will spread. So any sign of spores on any of your leaves, they need to come out. They need to come off. They need to be disposed of very quickly and off your property so that it can't spread again. See, these are all like leaning on each other and touching each other. This is why you get blight in your tomatoes. So later today, I'm definitely gonna have to come out here and take care of him. Perfect example of why you need to prune your tomatoes and make sure that they're not touching, say like this tangled mess over here. Yeah, so I'm gonna throw these in the garbage. I'm not even gonna compost these or anything. You don't wanna put these in your compost. So just quickly on my way back to the back, I wanted to show you this. I did this a few weeks ago. If you see this brown, dead grass or weeds or whatever, I did that a few weeks ago. And what I did was I just came outside and I just poured straight vinegar along that fence line right there because those weeds were getting out of control. I still don't know what this is. Nobody has commented on it. I have no idea what that is. So grapes are doing fine. Little clusters coming in. Oop, there's one. I have to get out here and spray again, but it's just so hot right now. So over here I transplanted a nasturtium that I had put in my succession planting. I transplanted these on a cloudy day and I think they still are suffering because it was so hot the next day and they're so little, but I wanted to get them out because I didn't want to let them get away from me, and it was a perfect cloudy day to do it. So these were pickles, 3 of the pickle plants. So I think at least 1 out of the 3 should bounce back, and it will probably be this one. But I don't know about that one. That one's probably a goner. And then I did 2 of the yellow beans and then 2 of the purple beans. And then back there is double yield. That's what it was. Double yield cucumbers. So those 3 are double yield cucumbers. And then these 3 up here were pickles. And then I got 4 bush beans in the middle. I managed to trellis up. This is another scarlet runner bean. These were volunteer. I want to say they're cucumbers. I'm pretty sure they're cucumbers. Probably straight 8 cucumbers. And then I had the mustards in there. I mean, not the mustards, the turnips in there. I tied the dill up because it was flopping over. So there's some nice little pollinators in there. And then I put this trellis up over here. This was free. I got this for free. I found it behind Lowe's. There was a Lowe's that closed by me, And this was just like laying, I was teaching my kids how to drive in the parking lot, and you can go like around the entire building, like totally like full circle. And this was laying in the back, and I was like, man, I could use that. So I threw it in the truck. This was a year ago or so. So I put it up for the beans. So my scarlet runner beans should climb and go over. And then on this side I have, I believe, Zeke, don't be in those bushes. Caught him. Look at him. Don't go in those bushes. I think there's a squirrel. I think there's a squirrel in there. Zeke, get out of those bushes. So, back to what I was saying. These are probably the, what are they? Kentucky Wonder pole beans, because those are the only ones I had over here. So this is a Kentucky Wonder pole bean, and then the one on that side is a Scarlet Runner bean. This is all jalapeno peppers, and then a few of the volunteer tomatoes. So I think I seen some peppers in here, like right there, and on here there's a few. So they're coming in, finally coming in. That one has tons of flowers on it. So and then I went in with the Florida weave here, just to give them a little support so they don't get blown over at all. Tied up this dill here. I need to start harvesting the dill if I'm gonna do pickles. I want that fresh dill, because look at this, it's already going to seed. Yep, it's already going to seed. Look at those seeds in there. Sam? Lots of seed. I'll be collecting a lot of seeds this year for herbs. So holler at me if you need some herbs. You know, the right kind of herbs. Anyway, over here I tied up this dill. I did get rid of that pea plant pot that was there. I just cut the peas at the base, and I left them where they were attached to there, and I just chopped them off at the base, left them in the pot, because if you didn't already know, peas and beans are nitrogen fixers. So it's in the roots that the nitrogen is fixing. What the plant does is it takes the nitrogen from the air and from the rain and whatnot, and it puts it into these little nodules in the roots, and then that essentially feeds the soil and the microbes that are in the soil, so that the nitrogen goes back into the soil. So when you are getting rid of your beans and your peas, don't yank them out, don't pull them out, leave the roots in there, and those roots will decompose, and they will put organic matter back into the soil, as well as all that nitrogen. So I went ahead and I clipped off those peas at the base, and I left them in the pot, and then I used that pot to plant something else. I don't remember what I put in that pot. I think it was just flowers, but yeah, I think it was just flowers, but still I want the nitrogen in the pot, so I wasn't going to waste those precious nutrients. I have one cucumber here that looks like it might be starting to take off. It took these cucumbers a good while, and it might have been a mixture of things. I'm thinking that maybe it's just because this part of the garden doesn't get enough, I'm not going to say enough sun, but it doesn't get sun until later in the afternoon. So I am definitely going to rethink planting cucumbers back here again next year if I'm not pleased with the harvest. Now, if I'm pleased with the harvest, then that's a different story. But as of right now, I'm thinking that this is not a good space for cucumbers. And these are the kind of things that you want to write down in your journals, your gardening journals, like, okay, cucumbers in the back, not a good idea. This is not, you know, they didn't do good, they didn't thrive, yada, yada, yada. All right, so the peas, I was going to cut them out. I was going to chop them at the base. And then I noticed that I was still getting some peas, which I need to get in there and harvest. But there's still a few peas coming on, so I'm gonna leave them. I'm gonna leave them for right now. I'm gonna let them do what they gotta do. I'm gonna get those peas off. But I was gonna pull them out. Now I might be able to get some zucchini. I don't know now. Zucchini grows pretty quick, but like I said, back here, it doesn't get as much sun as I would like. So, cover that stem. I have zucchini coming on. I don't know if I'll have it in time for the contest though. Garden State Gardener is having a zucchini contest, and my zucchini is not doing anything yet. So this is zucchini, that one, and that one. Those are 3 zucchini there, and they have some zucchini on them, but I mean, only time can tell. Because, you know, sometimes we look and blink and then we got this humongous monster zucchini, but then other times it takes forever to get pollinated, so we'll see. These are Hubbard squash. So I know that I'm planting these really close together, but we're gonna see how, ouch, just stepped on this stick. Okay, we're gonna see how that does. And this is zucchini. I've been pulling the weak links out. There was 4 of them in here, so I pulled out 2. This one has a zucchini on it. Now, I know this pot is really little, and I had intended to get these out of this pot, but time got away from me. So let me move him into the sun where he can get some more sun and possibly give me a zucchini by the time I need to enter this contest. I think the deadline is the 17th. The 17th. All right, zucchini, you got 7 days to get me a zucchini that'll be worthy for this contest. You can do it. All right, over here I got the watermelon. I believe these were strawberry watermelons. So I put both of those in there. Grape, this is my other grapevine. This one is not as far along as the other one because I think something had eaten it. So I planted them at the same time. But you know what also? This one doesn't get as much sun as that one does. So that's a big difference as well. But it is growing. It is growing. So, and then I've got more geraniums on this side. Okay, blackberry. This blackberry is getting nice and tall. I'm gonna have to put this up against the fence because I don't want it leaning out this way. I want to be able to still walk through here. Nice raspberries. I have to get out here and get these raspberries. Look at that dragonfly over there. He's cool. Very cool. He's one of the good guys. These pots I never got around to. This was my wicking tub, and I said I was going to put watermelon in there, and I never did because I never got in that corner. So those are just 3 dormant pots. What is this? So this pokeweed here looks like it's appetizing to the Japanese beetle. And I had a bunch of it here that I cut out. So now I'm kind of wondering if I should have left that in there as a trap crop. I don't deny that it's going to come right back, but maybe not in time. So that's interesting. I have to make sure I make note of that. The pokeweed. All right, so this is my kiddie pool. And that's my oregano. It's flowering. This is honey boat and spaghetti squash. They look so sad over here. They look so sad. But it looks like it's still trying to do something. I mean, it's going towards the sun, even though this does get a lot of sun over here. This gets more than enough sun in this area. It looks like something's trying to happen over here. It just looks so sad. I don't know. Maybe this kiddie pool was not a good idea for the squash. I don't think it did so well last year either. So, I don't know. This oregano is so fragrant. I'll have some seed for oregano soon too. Alright. Nothing to see over here, just raspberry bushes. I did want to get this here. It's already coming down and grabbing onto these weeds, but I want it to go up. So you see how it's like tangled and grabbing onto this fence. I'm gonna untangle it so that I can get him up like that. Oops, sorry. And have him trained this way. I'm over here. Look at him. I'm over here. He thought I was inside. What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing in the bushes? What are you doing in the bushes? Huh? I told you to stay out of them bushes. Stay out of the bushes. So, let's check it out here. I wonder if we have any signs of melons. I guess not yet. Look at this guy. That's gonna be, I think, a melon if it gets pollinated. That one there. So you can tell, see, like this one here is a male flower because there's nothing on the end of it. It's just a flower. But this one has like a little bulb on the back end. So that's a female. So if you are noticing that your cucumbers or your melons are full of just male flowers, you can either wait it out because they will eventually produce females, or you can start to pluck these off. Not all of them, but just pluck some of them off here and there, and it'll send a message to the plant that it's time to reproduce and I need to start producing some female flowers. So this one did pretty good for me and I didn't have any issues. I've got plenty of female flowers coming on, so I'm not worried about it. Look at that one down there too. Looks like I'll have nice, that was the honeydew. And then this one over here is the cantaloupe. I don't know if there's anything on the watermelon. This one is my watermelon, but I don't even see blossoms on here. It's probably, this one is, it was a male, it got dried up. That's a male. But I don't even see a ton of blossoms on here as of yet. So I did just fertilize it, so hopefully I'll get some blossoms coming on. You gotta train your melons and cucumbers. If they're not going in the direction that you want them to go in, you just train them up in the direction that you want them to go. Yeah, so that's the watermelon. Squash is looking good, I said. All right, so let's take a look at these berries. Okay, something just landed on my phone. All right, guy. Let's see. So 3 beetles. I see 3. I'm gonna have to get out here and spray again. 4. He's right there. So I see 4 beetles. Not terrible. There's another geranium. That's my raspberry, my golden raspberry. I don't see anything on there. This is elderberry. This is elderberry. Another blueberry. Blueberry. These are blueberries that I got from Walmart, I believe. So they're Duke blueberries, both of them. And that's another blueberry. That's this blueberry, and then this blackberry on this side. I got these 2 at Sam's. They came in a box together. So I don't remember what the variety was, but I will post it because I know I have the box still. Terrible situation with my rain barrel. I went to use it the other day and there was a dead mouse in there. So I'm not going to use it for my vegetables. I used it to water the flowers, but I'm going to have my husband siphon out the water so that it can fill up again with fresh water and whatever. I have to clean it out, and yeah, so that's a whole nother job. This bucket is empty now. It was rabbit manure tea. So I'm getting ready to use this bucket to make some fish fertilizer. So stay tuned for that. This was another whole bucket of rabbit manure tea that I still have. But this one here is about to be used for some fish fertilizer. So I'll teach you guys how to do that. Blackberries are looking good. Oh, a couple beetles there. Not many, but a couple. I don't see anything on the raspberries. Oh, there they are, yep. Oh, there's a bee too. A wasp. I wonder if he's gonna do anything with those beetles. Zeke, get out of the way. Seriously? Right here, right? Oh gosh. Yeah, I was trying to see if the wasp was gonna bother the beetle, but... And he's on my fruit. What's he doing? Get out of there. Yeah, see that guy? Yeah. I wonder if he's after the beetles. Let's leave them alone, Zeke, so they can do their business. Pretty sure he's after the beetles. All right, so that's it. This is one of the flower pots I had threw out here just to try to attract some more pollinators as if I needed them. So yep, that's gonna do it. Quick picture of the mint. Doing good, doing really good. Some flowers that I got from the farmer's market. This is my succession tray. I still got some things to go out. So yeah, everything's looking fine. Got to continue that peppermint spray regimen so that I can keep those beetles at bay. There's a few of them out there, but there's not as many as there were. So I'm thankful for that, and I did not have to bust out the neem oil. Alright guys, so that's gonna do it. This is a long one. It's longer and longer as things start producing more. And then also I try to get little tips and tricks in there for you guys for different things. I just want to show you really quick with my figs. I got them down here where it's not terribly sunny so that they don't dry out really quick, and they're doing pretty good. So I got 2 of the Chicago Hardy fig there. All right guys, so I don't ever show my trees, and I should, because my nectarine is doing fine. The peach never did anything for me, so it's a lost cause. And the pear started growth from under the graft. So I was told that it's not going to produce any fruit. And then I was told that it could produce fruit, we just don't know what kind of fruit. So the thing with trees is when you graft them, above the graft is going to be that tree that specifically says dwarf pear tree or whatever. But when the growth starts from under the graft, that is growth from the rootstock. Okay, so we don't know where that rootstock came from. I'm assuming it's a pear, but who knows? It could be a different tree altogether. It's basically just rootstock. So you're taking a graft from one tree and putting it on the roots of another tree, and you're just basically using that as a growing vessel for that particular tree. So they look like pear leaves. They do look like pear leaves. So I'm assuming that it is a pear tree. It's just not, probably not the pear tree that I bought. So I don't know. I'm going to leave it because I'm not going to bother digging it up. And we'll just have to wait and see what it starts to look like when it gets a little bit bigger. If it gets to the point where I can see that it's not what it's supposed to be at all, like it's not a pear at all and I don't know what it is, I'll probably just chop it out. But it's kind of disappointing because I wanted the pear tree, the dwarf pear tree. The nectarine is doing fine and I don't have a peach. So I only have one right now, and that's the nectarine. And I got the 2 figs. But other than that, my fruit tree endeavor has, I don't want to say failed, but has not been a total success. So anyhow, that's all I got for today. I know it's a lot, but thanks for sticking with me. If you made it to the end, then I truly appreciate you. You are a true subscriber. So you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share if you think that there's anything in the video that you could find would be helpful to somebody else. And until next time, the more you know, the more you grow. Bye guys.